Let me tell you a story about numbers. Numbers that move, breathe, and reveal the truth about our world. When we hear about global poverty, disease, and population, most people think everything is getting worse. But what if I told you, through real data, that the world is actually improving faster than we imagine? Years ago, I stood on a stage and showed something simple, moving bubbles on a graph. Each bubble represented a country. On one side was income per person, and on the other, life expectancy. When I pressed play, something magical happened. Those bubbles began to move slowly at first, then rapidly. They showed the story of progress, the rise of health and wealth across the world. Nations once poor and struggling began to move toward prosperity. People often believe that only Western countries are rich and healthy, and that the rest of the world is poor and sick. But that's not true anymore. The data tells a new story, a story of hope, growth, and humanity's shared progress. Asia, Africa, Latin America, all are changing. Children are going to school, families are living longer, and diseases that once destroyed lives are now in decline. I remember asking people in universities, journalists, and even experts how many children are vaccinated in the world today. Most got it wrong. Why? Because our minds are full of outdated facts. We see the world not as it is, but as it was. That's why I say the world cannot be understood without data, but it cannot be understood with data alone. You must let the data speak to your heart. When you look at the numbers, you don't just see statistics. You see human lives, mothers who survive childbirth, children who go to school, and families who escape extreme poverty. Data is not cold, it's alive. It tells the greatest story of our time, how billions have moved from misery to hope. The challenge today is not ignorance, it's preconceived ideas. Many people still think the world is divided into developed and developing nations, but that world no longer exists. We live in a single continuum from low to high income where most people live in the middle. The gap is shrinking and the future is brighter than the past. So, the next time someone tells you the world is falling apart, ask for the data, look at the facts, let them surprise you. Because once you see the real picture, the best stats you've ever seen, you will no longer see the world as divided. You will see it as united in progress. And that, my friends, is the beauty of facts. They don't just inform us, they free us from ignorance and fear. They remind us that despite our problems, the story of humanity is not a story of despair, it's a story of unstoppable progress.